Well, I've got a light kit out of a fan. They called and said that the lights were flickering, and normally when they start flickering it's because this switch in here goes out. So we're going to replace the switch, and I'll show you how to do that. Well, you get these switches. Now there are several different kinds. You definitely want to get the one that says fan light, because some of these switches are three-way switches and you don't want that. Okay. Now you got two wires on here and they're both black. So there's not a white and a black or other colors, so it really means that you can hook them up either way, so it's not that critical to be able to get them exactly the way it was. Alright, well, let's get this thing stuck in here. Okay, what you do is you undo this nut on there, take that off. Save these, because every once in a while you lose one, you need one. It's always nice to have an extra one around. Okay, so pull this out. You see you've got two wires on here. Now we're going to have to save this, so we'll have to cut this off of this switch and reuse this, because this connects back into the fan. And so we'll cut this one here, and so we're going to tie both of them on. So go ahead and cut that off. You want to make sure you get the one that goes to the switch. Alright, and then we're going to strip this back, because we're going to put one of these terminal connectors on there. Now there's two different kinds you can use. You can use the one in line, or you can use the one where they both wires go in the same way. So either one would work fine. There's really, I don't see any difference between using either one of these, so you just take your pick on whichever one you want to use. I've got my vice grips that I use to crimp the wires down. You can see there's a little space in there. Alright, we know this is the old switch because we've got that connector we got to get off of there. Okay, now we don't need this much wire. You can leave all that wire. I mean, you've got enough room inside this thing to keep all that wire, but I'm going to cut it back and then strip it back. Now you'll just have to kind of trial and error on what size. You know, there's an 18, a 16, 14, 12, and a 10. So you just have to figure out which one fits it. I mean, you've got enough to where you can do trial and error. Let's say you go 14. Just pull on it. If it won't pull off, then go to the next one. So you always want to start with the bigger number, or excuse me, the smaller number, and work your way up. Okay, so it's the 16 gauge wire is what you want. Okay, our new switch. Twist them together. We're going to use one of each. First one we'll use is whatever you call it, and you want to make darn sure that both wires, one of them doesn't slip off like it just did. Just don't turn loose of those wires, keep them together. Make sure you twist it as you're pushing it on, so you make sure you get everything on there. Vice grips, make sure you're pushing it up on there. Squash it. I think we need to go a little bit narrower, just to be on the safe side. Okay, there we go. That's good and tight. And then, whoops, see? Pulled right off. So you always want to make sure that it's on there good and tight. Didn't go down enough, so we'll get another one. Push it on there. But we're really gonna smash it this time. Okay. Okay, yeah, now see it now, it won't pull off. Okay, so we got a good connection on there. Now we're gonna use the red one for the other one. Same thing. This is the connector we need off of this one. Okay, we got our red one. Slide it on there. As always, make sure you twist it as you're pushing it on. Make sure there's no little feeder wire or anything sticking out of there. Same thing. And you want to try to smash this thing as close to the end as possible. Good and tight. See, as you can see how that's kind of flared out a little bit right there at the end. So from about there back is your connector. This is just an insulating area where your other insulating wire goes into. So what it would be is the insulating part of the wire would be inside there, so that your wire part would be up inside the wired part. Alright. Now we got this one. Same thing. You want to slide it up in there. Twist it. Make sure you hang on to it. Nothing seems to be working very well. There we go. Okay, push that on there. Okay. Yeah. Pull it, make sure it don't come loose. Alrighty. We're ready to go reinstall this thing. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta put this. Alright. Got our one connector and got our other connector. So now we have both connectors. Both of them are tight. Everything's tight. And we're ready to go.